everybody. Happy Wednesday. So I had a little problem with StreamYard tonight. There's always something new that happens every time I get on, So now they have taken away my second team member, which is me, on another computer. So now I can't do that. So I have it up on another computer. Just on YouTube. So I'm hoping I can read your comments when we're looking at the software. So if I miss a comment, you may need to say it again so that I can see it when I am looking at the regular camera. So sorry about that. You never know. Every day something changes on StreamYard. So I do like it because it gives me tools to use, but they always are changing something, Well, that stinks. I'll try to. Thank you, Lynn. So Lynn is here. She said she'd help me try to answer questions. So I can see it over here on my YouTube, but I can't. It's hard for me to reach the keyboard to type over there. So hopefully I'll be able to answer the questions as we're going along here. But you never know what's going to change. So tonight. We're going to have a little fun with our scan and cuts. I like to make stuff with my scan and cut. I just like to use it for fun. And I thought it would be fun to make some gifts. Hi, everybody. Hello. And I thought it would be fun to make a gift to go with our Valentine cards that we made earlier. And so I thought we needed to have a candy box to go. I know technology is great. That's an awesome way to say it. Technology is wonderful when it works, but they're always changing stuff and they don't really tell you until you log in and you realize, oh, that's gone. I logged into you log into two computers with two emails. And then I went over here and it was like, it was gone. So, oh, well, we'll get by. It'll work here. So there's people from all over the place. That is awesome. Okay, so we're going to have a little fun with our scan and cut tonight, and we're going to make one of these cute little boxes. And these are a free design that are right in the Canvas Workspace software. So I made one with polka dots, and I made a little red one with polka dot bow tie. And then I made this pink one. I think the one I have a piece of paper left. I think I have a piece of red paper and a piece of the pink paper. So this one I thought was so cute. It looks like little tulle netting on the bow. And this was like a pink one. And then they open up at the top like that. And they open up and then this little part opens up here. So they open up at the top and then this little part opens up also. And there's no glue for these, which is nice. And then you can put some candies down in there or a little box of candy. So I just thought it was really a cute little project. So we're gonna make that tonight. We're also gonna make. I wanted to show you how to do a little bit of software stuff, and I thought we'd make this little gift tag. So I made some little gift tags, and this gift tag, this shape, is in the machine. But I thought it was in the software, but it's not. So we can take it from the machine, send it to the software, and then we can add our letters to it. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, so I made one with black lettering and one with red lettering. Okay, so we're just going to make this little gift tag. Also, we'll cut our box and then we'll make our little gift tag. Okay, so I thought that'd be cute. And then I thought I could hang it on the handle. I just don't have them on there, but I thought it would be cute to hang on the handle then like that for a little gift. So, okay. So let's see. And so don't forget, if you want to win the prize at the end of the class, it will be the box that we make in the class tonight. Make sure you make a comment and you get entered to win as you I'm learning as fast as I can in many directions. Yep. Well, I understand. Sometimes that's the way it happens, isn't it? But whoever wins the drawing tonight will win one of the little candy boxes and a gift tag. So I will mail that to you. Okay. So at the end, we'll do that. So make sure you make your comments so that you can, you will need to make 6 and buy some candy. Yeah, I thought I've got 3 of them made up here. Plus we'll make one in the class and I've got another one made up. So I'll have a few just to give away. So that'll be fun. Okay. So it'll be so fun to mail it to somebody and you'll have a little gift box. So, okay. So I think what we'll do, let's start with, I'm trying to decide if I'm going to start with the gift tag. If we're going to make the gift tag, let's go ahead and make the box first, and then we'll go over, and then we'll have to come back to the software. No matter what we do, we're going to have to go back and forth a little bit. Yeah, just perfect for chocolates. It's not real big, but you could put just a very small little chocolate box or like truffles or something like that in there, like those Lent truffles or something like that in there. It's not a real big box, but it's so cute. And the thing I like about it is there's no glue. You want to do the box. Okay, we're going to do the box first. Lynn wants to do the box first. Okay. Everybody's just chit-chatting. That's good. Okay, so give me a second. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you, and then we'll talk about getting the box to the machine. And let me just make sure everything's turned on over here. I have a little trouble sometimes with things turning off on me. All right, let's see here. So let's go ahead and I'll share my screen. It's going to look a little weird at first, so I apologize. I just have to tell it what to share. And then when I get this down, you should see my software. So my software will be up here in a second. And, there's one thing I want to do. You don't need to see me while we're doing this. So I will go up here and, whoops, second. I always have to get the button clicked. Come on. Oh, there it goes. Okay. I just need to take me out so that you can see the screen bigger. Okay. So we're going to look at where this little box is. So the box, when you open up your software, this is the Brother Canvas Workspace software. When you open up your software, the first page that opens up in the front here is that page that has all the little free projects in it, which is really awesome. Now, this is where, just to remind you, this is where I will not be able to see your comments very well because it's kind of a long ways from me. So if I miss something, you may have to ask again once I'm back on the other camera. Okay, then I'll be able to see better. Okay, so on this screen here, this is the project screen. And the gift box that we're going to make is over here. Right now on mine, it comes up on the top right-hand side and the very top row. And I don't know if it'll come up in the same place on yours. So if you can't find it, type in gift box in the search. If you just type in gift box, because that's what it's called in here, it should come up in here. So if I look for gift box, it's the one with the little bow right here. Okay. So whichever works best for you, we're going to find the gift box. So I'm going to click on that. And when you do these, let me turn my page so I have I have a few notes here. So you'll want to download your instructions, and the instructions are this get recipe. They called there must be a problem with, the translation. So they call instructions a recipe. So this is the PDF little instructions. And so if you click on that, it will, do you want to open or save it? And I usually just save it, and I save it to my desktop. So then I can open it up and look at the pictures of stuff in there. Okay. So I downloaded the instructions. There's also a little video. It's a very short little video that if you click on that, it'll take you to YouTube and it will show you how to put the box together. But I'm also going to show you how to do it tonight. Okay. And that's the 2 pieces down here at the bottom of the picture. And then if you look over on the right where it says gift box, there's an A and a B. So the A part is the bigger part of the box, and we're going to cut that out of a really pretty double-sided paper. And that pink paper that I showed you is double-sided. So I'll show you a little bit closer on the camera so you can see what it looks like. My paper I got it at Walmart, and I've had this set for quite a long time. And it's called modern millinery. So it looks sort of like fabrics they would have put in hats. It's very pretty, and I've had it for a very long time, and they had lots of really soft, pretty colors in it. So I just chose that because I had it. I would guess it's about 65-pound paper. So if you have a question about paper and what size, what heaviness it is, what weight it is, it's about 65-pound, but it is two-sided. So it has pretty colors on both sides, so that it makes this box really pretty, because then you can see the inside of it is not just white. If all you have is one-sided, it'll still work, but the inside may look white instead. Okay. So we're going to touch. Now this is different than, remember we used to do a lot of the stuff in this Canvas Workspace software on the online version. This is the Canvas Workspace version of the software that is on my computer. So what's different about this is I used to just click these two buttons that I'm looking at here, the A and the B. I used to just click those and it would download them to my computer. But it doesn't do that anymore. When I click these now, I'm just going to click the A, and then I'm going to click the B. And it doesn't look like it does anything. But when I click this pattern collection box closed, it just puts them on my mat. So you can see I've got the two pieces on my mat. I'm just going to go ahead and just spread them apart a little bit. These little pieces are actually not attached to each other. So let me just grab these. I'm just going to, oops. I just want these three little pieces here. I'm just going to pull them up a little bit. And I'm just going to send these both over at the same time so we don't have to come back and send the second half. Okay. So this way, when we send it to the machine, it saves it in the cloud. And so then we can get rid of one piece and then go back and retrieve it from there again. So that's what I'm planning to do, so that I don't have to go back and do this a couple of times. We will come back and work on the tag in a minute, but this way we can just do the box all at once. Okay. So I've got my bow. I just clicked on each one right there in that pattern box, and they're both on my mat now. Okay. No, the Walmart it was I'll show it to you when I get the other camera up. It was in a pad. It was in a paper pad, and it had like 50 sheets in it, and it's a color block set. And I don't know if they still have it or not. I got it. I know I got it in Anamosa, but it's been a little while since I've gotten it. So, okay. Well, just a second. One other thing. Let me turn off my, banner. Sorry. I always forget the banner. Let me turn that off so we get rid of that. Okay. There we go. Got to get this back down so I can get, okay, there we go. We got rid of the banner now. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and send these to the machine. Okay. To send this to the machine from here, we're going to go up to File. Again, we're still in Brother Canvas Workspace. I'm going to go to File. I'm going to go to Export, Transfer, FCM. So we're going to send it to our machine. My machine is an SDX 325. It is hooked up to my internet, and it is on my router. And so it's going to talk to my software and send it over. So we're going to go Export, Transfer, FCM file. And then I'm going to transfer FCM file via the internet. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to click transfer it, and it's going to send it over to my machine. It says the registered machine is ready to download the transferred file from the internet. Okay. So it sent that whole mat over to my machine. All right. So now we're going to do our cutting. So let me get, we're going to switch over then, and we'll do our cutting. So we got our design over there. This was a free design. You can just go get it. So let me stop my screen sharing. And then I will go back to my other camera. So you should see me in a minute. And then I'm going to switch the camera and the microphone over so you can see my scan and cut. So I always have to do all the switching back and forth, but I finally got it down, so I do pretty well with it. So here's my other microphone and my other camera. Okay, so now you should see my scan and cut. So here's my scan and cut. I'm going to move my computer over just a little bit. Okay, so what we're going to use is, here's one that I already have cut out. So let me pull my camera back this way a little bit so you can see. In a second, I have to go to my comments. Then I can see, now I can see your comments now, just so you know. Okay, so I already have one of these cut out, and this is some of that paper. This is one of the red pieces, and it has two sides. So this is two-sided, and then this is the other side. So this cut like little squares on the other side. So all of these papers are double-sided. So it was really neat, and they had all different colors. They were very soft colors, though, kind of like classic, or I don't know. I think it's just sort of like antique-y looking. So I just thought it was pretty. I liked all of it. They had some darker purple and some black and different colors. So this is one that I already have cut out. Now, if you notice that this paper has this line through the center here, see this line right here? I'm going to show you how to fussy cut this so that this goes down the middle of our design, because I thought that was really neat. And I don't know if you saw my box, but see, my boxes have that little paper, that little design right through. Isn't that neat? Right through the design there. Okay. And so I'm going to show you how to get that in there so that you can get those little stripes right in the right spot. Okay. Yeah, the paper was, let me show you the paper here. I'll show you the pad. It's a paper pad that I got, and I've had it quite a while. It's Colorbach, and it's called Modern Millinery. And I got this at Walmart. And it's been a long time ago, but it had lots of really, really pretty papers in it. So anyway, that's what it is. It's Colorbach, and it's called Modern Millinery. So that's a hard word to say, isn't it? And they're 12 by 12 papers. I want to say it's about 65 pounds. So there's all different colors in there. Okay. All right. So what we're going to do is we are going to put a piece of paper on. Whoops, I got to wake my scan and cut up again. It went to sleep. The scan and cut likes to go to sleep sometimes. So we're going to cut out our box first. So let's go in and retrieve this. So to get our design, we're going to hit retrieve. And you're going to have to give me a second. I need to put this down because I keep looking at the wrong computer. I have two computers here, and they're going at different speeds. Okay, so this is, we're going to go over here and retrieve our design, and we're going to hit retrieve data. And remember, we sent it over to the machine via the internet. So I'm going to click my little cloud up here. And here's our design. So the first thing I want to do is the box part. So let's cut that bigger box part out first. So if you want to, you can save, at this point, you can save this entire thing. Let me get just a little closer so you can see the screen just a little bit more square. You can save the whole thing to your machine if you're worried about anything. I'm just going to save it to the machine so it's there. Okay. That's always a good thing. If you want to cut it several times, just save it there. It is in the cloud still, so we can always get it from there. So what I want to do at this point is I don't want to cut, I just want to cut the box. So I don't want to cut the bow. So we're going to cut the bow out of a different piece of paper. So I'm going to hit edit, and I'm going to hit my little select buttons here, and I'm going to select the bow parts, and I'm going to hit trash because I don't want those to be on the mat right now. So here's another little piece. There's 3 little pieces to the bow. And we're just going to get rid of those right now. And we're going to cut the box first. Okay, so I just hit trash. And then here's my box. Okay, so here's just the box. And it's like all in one piece. Okay. Yes, somebody asked if the pounds is, the higher the number, the heavier the paper. Yes, so like if it's 65 pound, it's kind of a lighter weight paper. And if it's 80 pound, it's a little heavier, and 100 pound is heavier. So yes, so as the numbers get larger, that is correct. Okay, so here's our box. So that's the only thing that's on there right now. So I'm going to hit OK. And at this point, I'm going to get my paper. So give me a second. My paper is over here. I always have trouble knowing where to put my paper. So we are going to use this pink paper. So it's the same one that has this cool stripe down the middle. And I'm going to show you how I got that fussy cut so it went right down that middle stripe. Okay, so we're going to use this pink, and this one's pretty on the back. It has polka dot, little pink polka dots on it, okay? So we're going to use this one. You get my mat. Now, everybody pray that my paper does not stick permanently to my mat. I just restuck my mat last night, so I'm hoping that it behaves itself. So I'm going to put my paper on my mat over here. And push it down. And I might actually put a piece of tape on mine too. Yes, heavier paper is going to be a little sturdier. I just didn't have what I wanted in a heavier paper, so I ended up with a little lighter weight paper. Okay, so we're going to feed that in. I hit the little button up here to feed that in. And I am going to put a piece of tape on either side of this paper. I just don't want it to move. I'm not trusting my mat right now. I've made a lot. Remember the calendar that we made in January? I made a lot of calendars in my paper, kind of. And this is mint tape from scrapbook.com. I love this because it doesn't stick to your paper, but it still holds everything down. So I'm just going to put a couple pieces of mint tape. I put a little piece here, piece up here, just to hold things down so it won't move, okay? Now, for us to fussy cut this, I want that line. Let's get a little closer here. This one right here, I want that middle line. Might be able to see it better if I hold this up. This line right here, I want this middle piece to be on the middle one on my paper. So I'm going to go ahead and scan this and hit OK. We're going to scan this so that I can see the paper on the screen. Yeah, hopefully my paper behaves itself tonight. So we may have to come this way with everything. I always have to move stuff when I'm doing scan and cut. My table's not real big. So, okay. So here's my design up here. And I wish I could get a little closer, but I am going to take this, and I noticed that my paper is kind of light colored. I must have toned down the backdrop. So I'm going to hit my little wrench here, and I'm going to bring that backdrop back up to a brighter color so I can see it. So now I can see a little better. And I'm going to take this down, and I want that middle strip, that long strip that sticks out. It sticks out all along here. I want that to be on my paper. I'm going to grab my glasses here in a second. I even have glasses here too, so I should be able to see. Okay. I want that to be centered on that long line so that that will be fussy cut and will be down along that center portion. Okay. All right. So I think that looks pretty good. It's pretty centered. If you're not sure, like mine's a little high, so what I might do is I hit edit, object edit. Oh, sorry, you don't need to do object edit. Just edit and then the little arrows. And then with the little arrows, I can just bump it down. I need one more bump, I think, down. There we go. That looks a little bit better. So then I can tell if it's evenly distributed. I'm looking mostly at the top part of this up here, so I can have it pretty even there. Okay. The little arrows will make it a little bit, it doesn't move as fast as it does if you're dragging it. So sometimes if I just need a little bit more, you know, just a bump, I will use my arrows, and then it just moves it very minutely. Okay. All right. So I think we got it where we want it. I'm going to hit OK. Now this has some cuts. Whoops. It has cuts and it has scores. So I don't know if you can see, there's a score here. There's some cuts in here, and like these little cuts up here, there's little tabs that hold it together. So it is kind of neat. There's a little, the little handle is up here. So this is all in one piece. And then the little part that holds the middle of the box is right here. So we'll put this all together too. All right. So I think we've got it where we want it. Looks pretty good. I have my regular auto blade, the regular black auto blade. This is not real detailed. Sometimes when things are very detailed, I'll actually put my vinyl auto blade in there because it's a 45-degree blade, and this is 60, but this one sometimes is just fine. Okay, I think I just pushed it down, so hopefully it'll behave itself here. Okay, so we're gonna hit OK. And at this point, we're just gonna cut it. So I'm gonna hit please select and cut. And I think we're ready to go. We're just gonna hit start. But I thought it was neat to fussy cut it because I thought, hey, that little stripe thing would be so pretty right down the middle there. If I bring this back this way, you will be able to see it cut. So here it's going to cut. It takes a minute it's about 3 minutes to cut. I know the box is so cute, and I've been wanting to make this for a while. And I thought, well, Valentine's Day, we need some candy boxes to go with our cards, right? And I love free because it's in the software. And you can do this with any of the scan and cut. So if you have one of the older ones, you can certainly do it in that one too. So it goes along pretty well. The thing that takes the longest for the cutting is actually the little dotted lines. You know, it does the little dotted lines and it goes up and down. So that's what it's doing now. So we're going to cut the little dotted lines so we can fold it. And then we'll go back and do our bow. And I haven't decided what I want to make my bow out of. Let's see. I think I'll do it out of the black. I like that little black. My other pink one I made with the, let me see this one, this little, it looks like tulle, almost the little paper that it's made out of. And I can't remember what the other side was. It's just white, I think, but I thought that was really cute. So I think I'll use that one. I have black polka dots too. Black polka dots would be cute. Yeah, this paper, I know I got it in the store, but I don't know if they still have color box. I think they do. Maybe this paper's been discontinued. I've had it quite a while, so. I know I got it when I was up in Anamosa with my dad. So that's been several years ago, but. And just like other things, paper sometimes, they discontinue paper for like fabrics, Yeah, I think I'll do I like the little net. I thought that was kind of cute. So it's finishing up the cutting. So everybody keep your fingers crossed that not everything comes off the mat. That's my goal. I had another one cut out just in case we had a problem. Oh, color box is still out there, but the pack you got is out of stock. Yeah, it'd be because it's an older pack. I just thought it was pretty. They had a bunch of different ones. I've used a lot of the paper out of that. So, okay, so I think we're done. All right, so everybody pray that it comes off my mat. We'll take these little paper tape or the mint tape off. Make sure it stays down here. There we go. Okay, so hopefully this will come off and it won't stick. I tried to be very careful when I stuck it down that it wasn't too hard. So I'm going to keep these pieces. because it has these pretty flowers and stuff on it. So you could use that on another box. You could make a bow out of that to put on a different colored box. So I always like to keep all my little pieces. All right, so let's see if this will come off here. So what I usually do when I take these off, move this over this way. I like to turn these upside down. I like to turn the mat upside down, and then I pull the mat away from the paper. And usually that is safer to do that. So I'm going to turn it around this way, and I think it's coming off. So hopefully, yep. That way it doesn't curl. So if you turn it upside down and pull the mat away from your paper, then it won't curl it. All right. So here's our little box. Look, I think I did pretty well with the fussy cutting. See, here's the little paper with the stripes right down the middle there. Okay. And that's ready to be folded. Okay, so I'll set that down here. And then the other side is the little pink polka dots. All right. Okay, so I got a couple little pieces of papers on here from the little slots. So let me get these out of here. All right. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and let's go ahead and put the netting on. I'm just going to slip this on my, let's see, I think I'm going to do this way. So I'm going to slip this on my mat. And again, I'm not going to press down too hard, and I'll just put a little piece of tape up there. Put our tape on here. Hi, everybody. People are still coming in. Put these up here just to make sure nothing scoots on us. I think it's okay though. All right, then I'm going to slide this back in to the machine. Load that back in. If you put your hand in front, it keeps it flat so that it goes into the machine nice and evenly. Okay, so now let's go back in here and we can get our other part of our bow. So I'm going to hit the home button and OK. Then I'm going to go in to retrieve data again. I'm going to go get, remember it was in the cloud, and we also saved it in the machine. So either way, then I'm going to hit here. And then here's our design again, because it was still there in the cloud. And here is my bow over here. So this time I'm going to touch the box part, and I'm going to hit edit, and I'm going to hit the little trash can and get rid of the box. So we don't need the box this time. We're just going to cut the bow. Okay. So I am going to, let's see. So I think I'm going to scan again. So let's hit OK. And I'm going to hit the scanning button again because I've got one cut out of this piece already. So I don't want to, I want to make sure I get it in the right spot. So we'll just scan it so we know where to put it. And there's three pieces to the bow. There's like the knot in the middle. There's like the tails of the bow. And then there's the little bow part. And the bow was so cute because you fold it. So I'll show you how to fold it. So you can see where I had it cut right here, where the white is. So I'm just going to grab my design and I'm just going to pull it over so that it's over on the next portion of the paper. Here's my little, oops, I'm not sure if I got the little, oh, I missed him. There he is. There's the little knot of the bow. Okay, so there's our three pieces. I think I'm going to pull this one down just a little bit so it won't go in there and touch the other one. So I think there's our three little pieces. So I'm going to cut that out of this piece. This is a very quick project, yes. So I'm going to hit OK. I'm going to please select. We're going to cut again. There's a lot of the projects in the software are really easy and fun to make, and they're free. Just go, download it and cut them out. They're just so much fun to do. I know, isn't this nice to have the scanning? That's one thing I've always loved about the scan and cut is I can scan, so I know I'm getting my design right where I want it. I also have a Cricut, and I really like my Cricut, but see, there's no scanner on that, so it's hard to know where you're at. All right, so it's cutting those little pieces out. Now the bow has some folding in it.
I use, somebody asked what mat I should be using. I actually use, the standard mat for almost everything. It's a purple one. I don't use a low-tack mat much. I put my high-tack adhesive sheet for fabric on my low-tack mat, and that's the only thing I ever do with it. I use the regular mat, the standard mat for everything, paper included. You do want it to be not horribly sticky when it's new. So I sometimes like lay it on my shirt or like down on the carpet or something just to get so it's not quite so sticky at first. This one I just restuck it with my Zig 2A glue pen. So it is not overly sticky, but it's fine. So, and I don't buy new mats very often. So this mat is actually fairly new, but I've done a lot of cutting on it. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to turn this upside down, pull this back just a little bit, turn this upside down, and we'll pull the paper away from the mat, or the mat away from the paper. Sorry about that. And there's our little bow. So here's our little bow pieces. I'm just going to kind of curl the mat back so they'll pop up. This is the little knot. And we'll glue this together here in a little bit. I'll put it up here. Here's our little bow. Oops, gotta get a hold of it. There we go. There's our little bow. Now there are some little, I don't know if you probably can't see them. I don't know if you can see it if I hold it up, but there's some little creases in there. And so I'll show you how to do that. Somebody asked if I have another cat. No, I don't have another cat. I don't. I miss my cat though. And here's the little tails. Okay, so there's our little bow for our box. So we got that part done. Okay. So now we're going to work on we'll do all the assembly at the same time. So I got my bow up here, and we're going to make our little tag. So the tag is actually in the machine, but I thought it was also in the software, but it's not. It's only in the machine. So I thought, okay, well then we can send it over to the software. So let's do that. We're going to do that right now. I'm going to hit the home button, and we need to go find the little tag, and it is in the patterns. Okay, go back up here so you can see the screen a little bit better. It's in the patterns, and it is under the second one that has the Eiffel Tower on it. And then it's under the one with the gift tag down here with the little gift, okay, towards the bottom. Most of the machines have these same designs in them. And then these are the little gift tags right here. Now I wanted it to be pretty small, so because our box isn't very big, so you can see this little tag's pretty small. Okay, so I tried these. There's 4 tags, and the only tag that let me get it down small enough was the ARK003, and this one would let me size it down small enough to fit our little box. So we're going to do that. When we get the size here, I'm going to make the height 1.75. So I'm just going to hold the negative sign down, and it's going to, whoops, and then the screen's going to go down, but it's going to go down in aspect ratio normally, and it will only let me go down to 1.75 inches, and it's about an inch, a little over an inch wide. Okay, so that is the smallest we can go with that, and then I'm just going to hit OK. So we got it, and I'm going to hit OK again, and I'm going to hit set. So you can see it's pretty small on my screen over here. It's really small. Okay, so now at this point, we need to save to a stick, or you can go back to the software. So if I hit save right here, it allows us to have several different options. So I can save it to my machine, I can save it to a USB stick and take it over to my computer that way, or I can save it back to my software. So I'm going to click save it back to the software. And it says save successful. So now we're going to go back over to our software, and we're going to make the lettering. So I'm going to hit OK. and we're going to send it back here. So I'm just going to hit the home button, and we're going to send it back to the Scan and Cut here in a second. So give me a second, and I'm going to sit down, and I'm going to switch over to my software. Yeah, the bows are really cute. All right, so we're going to share my screen again. So hopefully you can still hear me. Okay, I'm on the other microphone, but I can stay there. So I'm just going to share my screen. I always have to be very careful to hit the right buttons. Okay, so I'm going to bring up my other computer here again so I can see the comments a little bit while I'm working, okay? You can hear me fine? Oh, good. Yeah, because this microphone's actually the better of the two. All right, so we still have our box on here. So we don't want the box on here anymore. So I'm just going to delete it. I'm just going to select it and delete it. We don't need it because we've already got it over on the machine and we've already cut it. So we're just going to get this off of here. And at this point, then we want to bring that little tag that we created, and we also made it the right size. So we're going to go into File, and we're going to import from your cutting machine, because that's where it came in, right? And we want import from your cutting machine because that's where we sent it from. And then we want it to be an FCM file. So I'm just going to click FCM file, and it's going to show up, and look, there's my tag. So we got the tag up there on our screen, and that came from the machine. So that shows you now, if you've got things in your machine that you really like, then you can send them from the machine over to your software. And because sometimes, like for doing lettering, it's way easier to do that on the screen, I think, than to try to use the little tiny screen on your machine. Okay, so we're gonna work with this here. Now I'm gonna pull this over a little bit because I want to rotate it 90 degrees to the left. So to do that, I have it selected, my little tag here. I'm going to go over to the edit screen. So over on the right, the little screen that it looks like a kind of a square with a like a selection point on it. I'm going to click that, and then here is where our angle is going to be. So that's the angle down here, and I want to go to the left. I want it 90 degrees to the left. So it's actually going to be, the angle will be negative 90 degrees because it's going the opposite way. If you want it the other to the right, you do 90. So I'm going to hit enter, and then see now it is rotated 90 degrees and the top of it's to the left. Okay. Then I'm going to get my text tool because I want to put some text on this. And remember, in this software, since it's on your computer, you can use the TrueType fonts on your computer. Now, I'm just going to tell you, when you choose a text, you want to choose a skinny text, as skinny as you can make it, because I basically wanted it to look like it was a single stroke, even though it's not really, but it's very close to a single stroke. Okay, so it's pick a really skinny font, and then I'm using one that's on my computer, but you may not have it on your computer. I can tell you what the name of it is. I know I got it for free, and I probably got it from dafont.com, DAFONT.com. Okay, so let's get my text tool. I'm going to go down here. I chose my text tool, which is the T. I'm going to go over here on the screen, and I'm just going to type in the words be my, and then I'm going to hit enter. Whoops, no, I'm not. Yeah, I am going to hit enter. And then I'm going to go down and click it again, get my T again. And then I'm going to type Valentine. Okay. And then I'm going to hit enter. So there's our words, be my Valentine. So obviously that's not going to fit on that teeny tiny little tag, is it? So we have to resize it. And these, I want to make this a different font. So my 2 lines, I'm just going to select both of them. So if I just draw a box around both of them, I can go up to the top here, and my font, all of my different fonts are up here. So I'm just going to go up where it says Antique Oakland. I'm going to click on the arrow, hopefully. Maybe. Come on. There we go. And I'm going to travel down the little list here. And my font that I used was called A Gentle Touch. And it's after fonts. The first 20 or so fonts are actually in the software. It might be more than 20 now. But mine is called A Gentle Touch. And it's right here. And I liked that one because it was just kind of a pretty font. And it's going to switch over to that font instead. And it's a little cursive font. It's small. So that's what I did. Now I want to align this because you can see that my two lines are not even on each other. They're not aligned. So I've got them both selected. I'm going to go down over here again to my edit area. I'm going to go down here and I'm going to align these centered on each other. Okay. And I think they need to be a little closer. So I'm just going to click on the Be My, and I'm just going to bring that down just a little bit with my arrow key. I'm just pressing my arrow key just to bring it down a little bit at a time. And I wanted it fairly close. So that looks pretty good right there. And then I want to group these so that they're not going to move on me. So I'm going to just select both of them, just draw a box around it. Okay. And then I'm going to go over here. I'm going to right click and then I can group. That means that will stay in one piece and it won't move around on me. Okay. Again, this is a very, very skinny little font. Let's see. I want to resize it now to fit to my tag. So let's make the tag bigger so you can see. To do that, I'm going to go up to my little zoom tool up here. And I'm just going to kind of go zoom right in on my tag and make it as big as I can so I can see what I'm doing. Actually, I need to, let's go back. I need to bring the letters up closer so then you can see everything. So let's bring our letters up here. Get my selection tool, and I'm just going to drag my letters up here so you can kind of see everything together. Okay, and then let's go to our zoom tool and bring them in so you can kind of see just that part. Then you can see what you're doing. Okay, so I'm just going to take my selection tool again up here. I'm going to drag my letters in from the corner so that they come in as in aspect ratio. They're just going to go down. And I don't know what size they are. I'm just making them fit on my little tag here. Going to drag it up here to see how we're doing. Looks like it needs to be a little smaller yet. Like that, maybe. That looks pretty good. So again, I just am kind of making it fit on my little tag. Okay. And then I'm going to align this. I think I want it maybe just a little smaller. And then let's bring it down this way. Now I kind of know where I want it towards the right and left because of the little hole in the tag over here. But I'm going to go ahead and then align them. I've got them both selected now. I'm going to go over to the alignment and align middle so that it kind of puts my letters in the middle of my tag. Okay. So that looks pretty good. So if we go over to, let's bring this down so you can see a little bit more of the screen. Give me just a second here. So let's bring this down just a little bit. Okay. And then I'm going to go over to the layers tab because we need to do some different things with this. I want part of it to draw and I want part of it to actually cut. So if I go to the layers tab over here to the right, it looks like the pile of papers. So we're going to go to the layers tab. So the first group is the letters. Now I want those to draw. So my letters are going to draw. So I'm going to click on the little thing over here where the little, oops, second, I turned it off by accident. The little thing that looks like a knife. Okay. I want that to draw. And I want the second piece to draw. So these are going to be, sorry, I keep clicking the wrong button. There we go. And draw. You can also do that up here at the top of the screen. That is also where you can say draw. Okay. We're just going to draw an outline because when you draw this, they're so skinny. When you draw the outline, it's just going to draw around the outside edge, but it'll look like it's filled because it's so skinny. Okay. I'm going to make my letters red. I'm just going to change the color over here where it looks like black at the top. I'm just going to tell it to be red, just to give us, you know, so we can see a difference in the color. Okay. Now the second piece is our tag and the little hole that, you know, to hang it with. And so those over here at the right, if I choose the tag, you can see it at the top also. There's two places to change what you want it to do. So I want that to be a cut file, which it is. So it's cut over here, and see it says cut right here at the top. Okay, so we're going to have a draw and cut like we did with our calendar. If you saw the calendar video a couple weeks ago, it's been almost a month ago, actually, we did the calendar. That was also cut. We drew first and then we cut. Okay, so that's what we're going to do here. All right. So just so you know, when this draws out, and it probably will do it again, it very likely will leave the little polka dot off of the top of the letter I. I just took my pen and drew it in at the end because it's so small. It may give me a error message when it sends it over to the machine saying there's something too small. And that's okay. It was just the polka dot on the I. So it's no big deal. Okay. So there is our design. What do you think of that? You can save this. If you want to save it, go File, Save As, and just like save it as a Canvas Workspace project file and call it gift tag, Valentine gift tag. And I'll just save this on my computer just so I have it. I'm just going to put it on my desktop. And then I have it in case I need to go back and do anything from it again. Okay. All right. So we need to put this over to the machine so we can cut it out and draw it. So I'm going to go back to File. I'm going to Export Transfer FCM file. And it says, warning, tiny objects are automatically removed. So what happened to me before, it was just that little polka dot on the I. That's okay. We know that. That's okay. And then I'm going to transfer it via the internet. And it's ready to go. Okay, so we got our little tag over to our machine. One second, I got to find my paper. It ended up someplace. If I didn't have my head attached to my body, I'd lose it. I got a piece of paper here somewhere. Oh, there it is. All right, so let me switch this over, and then we'll do some more cutting, and we're going to do a little drawing too. So I'm going to stop the screen share. And I need to get back to the computer and to the scan and cut. Okay, so now we're going to put our piece of paper in, and I'm just using a piece of, this is like, I think this is 100-pound cardstock. It was just some scraps that I had over here. So whatever size, you want it to be fairly stiff, you know, so that it holds up nice for the tag. So I'm just going to put this on here. Let's just put it up in the left-hand corner here. And I do the same thing. I'm just going to press it down a little bit, and then I'll put my tape on here just to make sure it's not going to move for me. Like that. So let's go ahead and put this in. We're going to load the mat. Now I like to cut at the end. So we're going to do the drawing first. Get this out of the way so it won't get bent. Okay. So we're going to go retrieve our design. Remember, we send it over the same way. I'm going to hit retrieve data, and we send it over by the cloud. Give me a second here so you can see a little bit better. Okay. We're going to go retrieve from the cloud. And then we are going to, give me a second. I'm just going to put there's about a 10-second delay. So I'm always seeing everything on the other screen about 10 seconds after I do it. So I need to get that down so it doesn't mess me up. What type? My tape, this is from scrapbook.com, and it's called mint tape. It's this real low tack, tape. You can use washi tape and stuff like that, but this, I like this mint tape. It's just called mint tape, and it's low tack so that if you stick it on your like cardstock, it won't rip your cardstock when you take it off. So that it is a really good tape. Scrapbook.com, it has it. I really like it. Okay, so we have our little tag over here. I'm going to pull our little tag. See, now see, I got it. I got it. I didn't have the whole thing grouped. So that's a mistake I made. So we can fix that. So let's go back to edit, and I'm going to go undo. Thank gosh we have undo, right? And then I can go in here and get the little red boxes. I can hit select all, okay, and then I can go to object edit, and I can group it here in the machine. So I'm going to hit the group button like that. So now this is all in one piece, so I don't have to worry, okay? So I've got plenty of paper, so let's just bring it up here towards the top left corner-ish, okay? I think we're all ready to go. I'm going to hit OK. And then I'm going to hit OK again. So I know I've got plenty of paper up there, so I'm not going to scan this time. We'll be fine without the scan. I'm going to hit OK. And then this time I'm going to do some drawing. So I think, let's see, I think I'm going to do red. So let's do a red. I've got a red Sharpie marker here. So I'm going to take my, and I have my wonderful 3D Fun Prints universal pen holder. This works so well because your pens do not move. So I've got the little clip down here that helps me adjust my pen. So I'm going to push this down through the bottom of the holder, and I'm going to go down so that it touches the little clip right here. Okay, and then I'm going to tighten this top down. So 3D Fun Prints, they have a website. Somebody I think said they got theirs on Etsy. So they are from the UK. Wonderful, wonderful product. I just love it. So there is the pen. And this is the first time. Did you get to use them? Do you love them? I know, aren't they wonderful? And they're pretty good about shipping. Everything comes fairly quickly, even though it's coming from the UK. So, okay. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in just like I normally would for drawing. So I'm going to slide this in. I've got my red pen. So we're going to start out. Whoop, where's my stick? Here we go. Please select, and we're going to draw first. So when you set it up in the software to draw and cut, it'll get rid of the cutting part, and it'll just show you the little drawing part in the center. So I'm going to go ahead and hit start, and it's going to draw this. Hopefully my pen was okay. If we need to, we can draw it again. I usually try to check my pens on like a piece of scrap paper, and I forgot. This one's been hanging upside down, so it should be okay. So it's going to draw our tag. Oh, yeah, this is one of the ultra fine point markers. These are the ones I usually do, ultra fine point markers. I don't use the regular Sharpie. You know, the fine points are those thicker ones, and they have a thing for that one too. So this one didn't draw too well. So you know what? Let's just do it again. We'll just draw it over. I'm just going to move the whole thing over, and we'll draw it one more time. Should be better this time. I should have checked my marker. I forgot. So let's go back. Whoops. No, cancel. I just want to go back. Let's go back to the screen ahead. And I'm just going to move this whole thing over and draw it one more time because it didn't draw too well because I didn't check my marker. So yeah, ultra fine point. So these are the little skinny ones, you know, with the little skinny point on them. And I usually draw with these because they have a nice point. So let's go ahead and draw again. It should be better now. And draw and start. So we'll just do this twice. That's okay. And then the regular Sharpie markers fit in a different. It does just a little bit, but that's why I used a heavier cardstock, Jan, because it does bleed a little bit, but I used a heavier cardstock, so it doesn't show too much. This is the other 3D Fun Prints Sharpie marker holder. This is the one for the bigger, the bigger markers. So they have one for that too. I bought the little bundle that you got both of them. So I really like it. And the whole marker just goes in there. So yeah, I think maybe Lynn I do have I think she put a link above, but I'm not sure if you can copy it. I will put a link in the description below the video for the 3D Fun Prints marker stuff. So, because I really like that. That's way better. Oh, and it even did the little polka dot this time. I can't believe it. It did the little polka dot. That's awesome. The brother marker, the brother universal pen holder works okay, but it does not hold the Sharpie markers too well because the Sharpie markers are not cylindrical all the way down. I've always struggled with that marker, with that universal pen holder. It just doesn't hold things. This holds, and I can actually draw and not have to worry about my pens coming out. Because what happens is they get loose and then they slip up like this, and then they're not drawing anymore. Okay, so there's our pen holder. I'm going to put this over here, put the cap back on the pen, and then we're ready to do the cutting. So I'm going to go ahead and put my blade back in here, putting that universal blade back in, the auto blade, and then we're going to hit please select up here on the screen and draw. Or I'm sorry, we already drew. We're going to hit cut. Let's try that again. There we go. Cut. And this time we're going to start that. I like doing the cutting and the drawing together. So yeah, I use tape on mine too, but mine still move. It drives me crazy. So I bought one of these I've had this quite a while, and this just doesn't move. You can put any kind of marker in here and it doesn't move. So really like it, and it was well worth the money because I do draw with my machine quite a bit. All right, so there is our little tag. All right, so let's take this off. Second here, I can't get a hold of the tape. There we go. I like this tape because it doesn't stick to the paper and tear your paper. So see, it came out. I know I do like. Lynn says it's a game changer, and I agree. I finally, because I was doing some work with embossing ink, and I could not get my ink. So that looks pretty good. So there's our little tag, Be My Valentine. And look, it even did the polka dot this time. So that's cool. I was doing some work with like embossing pen, so I could do embossing, heat embossing with the machine. And I could not get those pens to stay in. I put tape on them. I put anything on them. Everything just popped out. So I finally bought one of these, and I really like it. So 3D Fun Prints. So there's our little tag. So then we're on our tag. Let's make our tag quick. Gotta find some. I just used some of that little, like that little baker's twine. This is some Kimberbell baker's twine. So let's just grab a little piece of black and white stripes here. Doesn't need to be too big. I know I've got scissors here somewhere. Oops, stuck in here. May have to walk back here. There they are. I have to move some stuff off my table when I do this, and I put my scissors on the couch. So let's just grab some. Just going to tie a knot in the end here. Hopefully I made it about the right length. Looks like it. Pretty close anyway. And then I'm just going to put it through here. Put it through the little hole. And slip it through the loop. And there's our little tag. So we have a little tag to put on our box. Isn't that cute? And you learned how to take something from inside the machine, send it to the software to work with it, and then send it back to finish up the actual making of it. Isn't that neat? And there's lots of designs in the machine. If you have Disney, you won't be able to send the Disney over, but you can send like a lot of the other stuff that's in the machine over. So, okay. So now we're going to put our box together. So give me a second. I'm going to move the machine out of the way. And oops, let's get these little pieces over here. Just going to push this out of the way so that I have a little room to work over here. Which embossing pen do I use? I use an embossing pen. What is it called? I think it was Ranger Company. Let's see if I can find it here. That's a good question. I did a class. I have a, let's see. Yeah, Ranger. I use this and it's called Emboss It. And that works really slick for drawing on a piece of paper and then using the embossing powder on it. But that's when I found these 3D fun prints. When I found the 3D fun prints holders, because then I was having so much trouble. Those pens were very small. So can you also put the link for the fonts? Yes, I can. The fonts were from DaFont, DAFont.com, and I'll stick that in the description below the video too. All right, so let's see. I'm not sure if I'm going to use a red tag or if I'm going to use a black one with this. So I've got both here. And then, oops, I got to find my boxes. Where'd they go? I'm going to put this together. Oh, the embossing pen. Yeah, it was from Ranger and it's called Emboss It. I think I got them at Hobby Lobby. I'm not sure if they have them anymore. So yeah, so it's Ranger Emboss It pen is what it's called. Yeah, I can try linking that too. See if I can find them. I got mine at Hobby Lobby, but they discontinued so many of the things that I got there. You know, they just don't carry so many of the things that I used. So okay, I am looking for my box. Oh, here it is. All right, so we'll do our box here. I can fold both of them so you can see them both. I only have one bow though, but that's okay. Okay. So I'm going to do this. We're going to fold our little box. So the little box is very simple to do. We're just going to fold it up. This is going to be my inside. So I'm going to fold it up this way on the ends. So these two little long ends here, I'm going to fold it up like that. And then these little pieces fold in. So that's going to be like the little sides, inside sides of the box. So I'm going to fold these in. And this is where all of those little dashed lines are, like that. Okay. And then there's another dash line here and here. So we're going to fold this part up and this part up like that. And then the little handles kind of come back this way. And then this part, the little tab goes in like that. So you got your little handle and the little tab goes in. And this is in the instructions. It shows doing the folding. So I'm going to fold this one out. I'm going to fold the tab in like that. So I think we got all the folds done. Looks like it. Okay. Then these little pieces, I always have to make sure that they disconnected at the top. There's like little slots here. So we're going to bring these together. So we're going to pull these up, these little slats. I'm going to pull these up and then we're going to just lock the two little slits together. And it holds this little part of the box up like that. So it just holds it up like that. And then I'm going to turn it over and do the same thing. So these little slots, we're just going to lock together. This one didn't have any glue. I thought that was really cool how it went together. And it just folds up like that. So there's where you can put all your, put your candy in there and has a little side. And then we're going to bring this over and this has like a little latch. I don't know if you can see it. There's the little latch. So I'm going to bring these and I'm going to fold it over and then I'm just going to push the latch down and I'm going to push it in that little slot. So that holds the top of the box like that. Okay. And then this does the same thing. These are going to go up. There's a little latch in here, right on this side. And then I'm going to push this over and I'm going to push the latch down and catch it in that little slot. And it just holds the little box together. So there's our little box. Turned out so cute. I just love the paper too. So, okay, so there's our little box. That was easy, wasn't it? Now we need to put together our bow. I'm going to have to put my glasses on for this. Okay, so we need to have the embossing pens, the 3D fun prints, What else did I need to link? 3D fun prints, the embossing pens. Oh, and then you'll probably want to know what this is. So this is my Sweet Petunia Precision Glue Press. This thing is the bomb if you like to do some paper crafting, because it has this little trigger that you can squeeze the ink out. You don't have to try to squeeze the glue. You don't have to try to squeeze the bottle. So this is awesome. So I'm going to take this little top off. And it has a real thin tip on it, like that. So now we got to work on our bow. So the bow, we're going to need a little glue for it though. So the bow, and I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, but there's little folds in the bow, like the little dash lines that make it fold. And so you need to fold it kind of in half like this. Okay. And then there's little ones that go the other way. And so they're a little hard to see, and they kind of go all the way around the round ends too. I know I love cool gadgets, but I do a little bit of everything. You know, I do some paper crafting, I do sewing, you know, and so everybody has their own cool gadget. So I'm going around the edges. You can kind of see it where the little holes are. When you do one of these, you'll see it better. It's just really hard. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to squeeze in the middle like this. And then these little pieces will kind of fall back. So I just need to bend these down just a little bit more. So if you kind of squeeze in the middle, see how the little rest of the bow kind of squeezes in the middle, and see how now there's a little, like a little cave, a little concave area in there. Okay. And that's the bow. That's the center of it. So I'm just going to kind of squeeze it and give it some shape. Just take your time. Don't bend it too hard, and just kind of work it around, and then it'll just make it'll and this works better with a little bit lighter weight paper like this. If you're doing really heavy paper, this, I would tell you to do this one in a lighter paper. It's just easier to get the bow to bend right. Okay, so there's my bow. All right, got that part. Now we're going to take the little center knot. This is the knot. Okay. I'm going to take this on my edge of my desk. So I'm going to kind of put this over here. I'm going to take this on the edge of my desk and kind of curl it over the edge of my desk to give it some shape, because this is going to be the knot in the middle of the bow. Bending it to my will. I don't know if that's the truth there. That's funny. Linda, that's funny. Okay. So then I'm going to take my glue gun. Just go back this way. We're going to take my little glue gun here. And I'm going to put some glue on one side of my knot. Hopefully I didn't get too much. I kind of got a lot on there. Okay. Then I'm going to lay this through the center. I'm going to push it down, and I'm going to glue the knot together in the back and kind of line it up in the back. And then it'll hold it. So it's so cool. Give me a second here to let it catch, because this is really good. Craft glue, so that it really catches quickly. But then see how it holds the little center together. So there's the little knot. I just thought the bow was the cutest thing. When I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh, that's how they did that. So I just thought it was so cool. All right, so there's our knot. Okay, and then we're going to glue the bow to the little ties. So I'm just going to put a little bit more glue on the back here. And then we'll glue it to our ties here. So you kind of want to line it up so that it covers the back of the ties and things are kind of lined up side to side. That looks pretty good. And let's push it down. And there's our little bow. See, it looks like a real bow, doesn't it? And it's made out of paper. Okay, make sure it's stuck. Okay, so there's our bow. All right, then we're going to take our bow, and I think I did, yeah, so the one that has the little notch, I put it on that side. You can put it on either side, I think, but I think I put it on the one with the notch on the top. And then I'm just going to turn this over, put a little glue on this, And then I'm going to lay this down so I can stand over it so I can get it kind of decide where I want to put it here. It kind of goes up into those shoulders a little bit like that. I thought that these papers all went together so nice. That's why I chose these. They were cute. They looked Valentine's-y, kind of antique-y looking, you know, vintage Valentines. So there we go. So there's the little bow. And then you can put your little tag through your handles if you want to put them through both, or you can just put it through one and hang it on the side. I was going to put mine, I thought I might put them through both and put it up here. Let's see. I'm just going to pull that through the loop here like that. And then if you do that, then it can hang over here. And there's our Be My Valentine box with the little tag. Isn't that cool? So there's our little box. How cool is that? So somebody's going to win the little box tonight. What a cute little project, huh? And this one, I've got another red box here too. So this is I haven't got a bow for this one. I'll have to make a bow. I think I did the polka dot bow on my other red box, the red, black and white polka dot. But isn't that cute? So fast to do once you get the hang of sending things over, and and it's a good way to learn your scan and cut. Just do simple projects with it, just do some simple stuff, and then everybody will just be totally impressed with your little boxes, and put some candy in it for Valentine's Day. So I just thought they were cute. I've been wanting to make this box and I just hadn't done it, so I thought this would be a good reason. So I'll put this one together too. You know what you're doing this weekend? Yeah, you've got some time before Valentine's Day, don't you? To get these done. And then, if you want like some little favors for like a little group of people or something you're getting together with, wouldn't that be cute just to add some candies to them? Something simple. You could put one of those little boxes of like conversation hearts in here, something like that. So I'll put this one together too. So I have it ready to go like that. And then this one comes up, and then I'll have to cut out another bow for this one. I forgot to cut the second bow like that. Isn't that cute? And then that will be another one that I can send to somebody. Hershey's Kisses. I agree. I like Hershey's Kisses. So what a cute little project to do. I just thought it was really fun. I enjoyed finding this. I thought, we need a candy box to go with our cards that we made. So, and then I wanted to show you a way to make something special like the little gift tag to go on the side. So there it is. All right. So someone's going to win the little pink box and the little gift tag here. So let's go back. We'll go over here to the other camera so I can say hi to everybody and bye, and we'll have a drawing. So what do you think? Lottery tickets. Love the box. If you like the box, I just thought they were cute. Something fun, something different. Okay, so give me a second. I'm going to switch over my camera here, hopefully, so you can see me. I think you can still hear me all right. All right, so I have to just turn a little bit because otherwise you get a lot of glare from my lamp up there. If I just turn my computer over, then you don't get that. All right, so I also wanted to tell you that in 2 weeks, so 2 weeks from today, we are going to have another blast from the past. We're going to make another pot holder, and that will be, what day is that? The 20, what is it? 14 days, 18th? Does that sound right? The 18th? Let's see, the Christmas box I posted on Facebook, but I didn't say anything about them. Oh, the tags were on the back of the box. Okay. All right, so we're going to, I think it's the 18th is the next class. Yes. So 2 weeks from today is the 18th, and at 7 o'clock we're going to make a pot holder. Now we're having kind of a Valentine theme for Valentine's Day, and I know it's a little after Valentine's Day, but I just thought this was a cool pot holder. So this is the one we're going to do, and this is one that's called, it's a shadow a shadow weave. So this side looks like this. Yes, Nuvo is my glue that I used for the tags, or for the bow. Yes. So this side looks like this. This side looks like this. So it looks totally different. Okay, so this is a little harder one, and we're going to make this one. I just thought it was cool, and I thought, well, we'll stay with the kind of Valentine's-y theme and do some more hearts, but I just thought this was really neat. I made one with the loops from Friendly Loom, and one with the loops from my other company, the Wool Novelty Company. So these are this is the pink that I made. So we'll make one of these for the class. Okay, so that'll be in 2 weeks. So we're going to have just a little fun and have a blast from the past with another pot holder. I just wanted to show you how to make a different one, different kind. So, all right. So that is going to be the next class. And we need to have our winner. So in a second, I got to find a pencil so I can write down the winner here. And I'll try to remember to link everything in the description. So we needed the Ranger, we need the glue press, we need the holder for the pen, right? The pen holder. What size this pot holder is? The smaller size. This is done on the 7-inch loom. I have the bigger one now, so I might actually make one up on the bigger loom so you can see the difference in the sizes. So we need 3D fun prints. We needed what else do we need, guys? Don't remind me what all I have to link when I get done. What supplies do we need for that? You need a pot holder loom and some loops. So, and I will put, I think in the description for this, I actually put the links to the pot holder looms and the pot holder loops that I use. So they're in the description below the event that I posted on Facebook. So you should be able to get that. I think I put it up on YouTube too for this. So I use a metal loom, and this is a 7-inch loom, and then there's a 10-inch loom. Okay. All right. So let's have a drawing. Let's see who's going to win the little box. Oh, you have the small loom, but you need the loops. Yep. So I have those listed, I know, on Facebook under the event. So I put where I get the stuff from. I usually get them from Wool Novelty Company, and I maybe link at the bottom of the list that you used today. Oh, okay. Yeah, I can do that too. I'll do that too. But yeah, so I get most of my stuff from Wool Novelty Company, loops, and I also get them from Friendly Loom is the other place. So those are the 2 places I get. Okay, so if you win tonight, you do need to be in the U.S. I can't ship out of the U.S. And I know I've got a few people from outside of the U.S. here. So and then you need to send me your mailing address if you win the little box, and I will mail it to you. So I'm going to put my banner up here, and this is where you need to email me at, I got to find the right one, at janshieldsewing@gmail.com. So that's where you email me if you win the design tonight, or the little box tonight, and then I will mail it to you. Yes, the Sharpies I used tonight were the ultra fine line, but then you can the 3D Fun Prints has the ones for the bigger ones too, so you can use either one. Yep, they have a holder for the bigger ones, the regular they call fine point, but they're the thicker ones. And then these are the ultra fine points that I used tonight. So, yep. Okay, so let's see who's going to win. Let me go do the drawing here and see who's going to win. All right, ready, set, go. Everybody got their fingers crossed, their toes crossed. Let's see who's going to win tonight. The winner is Bernadette. Bernadette Canis, 8288. Is that how you say your name, Bernadette? I guess I've never asked you. But Bernadette, you won the box. So email me your mailing address, and I will mail you your box. That's awesome. At janshieldsewing@gmail.com, because I know Bernadette's here. I've seen her say to give me thumbs up. Bernadette always says, give Jan a thumbs up. So that helps me on my YouTube channel. So if you didn't realize that, if you give me thumbs ups and you share my videos, it helps me on YouTube. So that is so cool. So yeah, so give me a thumbs up if you like the video, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. And Bernadette, send me your email, or email me your mailing address, and I will send you your, yay, there she is. Thank you so much. That's awesome. Yep, so I'll mail you your little box tonight. So I will see you in, okay, so links to Ranger, powder, my sweet petunia, and maybe mint tape. Oh yeah, the mint tape. So let me write that down. Thank you for saying that. So I'm going to write these down. Mint tape, Ranger pens, embossing powder, I think is what you meant. And we need the 3D fun prints, right? 3D fun prints. And we need my sweet petunia, the glue press. And let's see, what else do we need? And then maybe the loops. We can do the loops too. The loops and the looms. Put those in there. Anybody, anything else that anybody needs? All right. Let's see, glue, maybe the mint, yeah, the mint tape, got that. Make sure I got everything. Glue pen holders, yep. 3D pen fun prints. Okay. Awesome. So I'll put some of those links in the video below, and I will see you in 2 weeks, and we will be making a pot holder, and we're going to be doing, I just think these are so cool because this side has 4 hearts and this side has more. So I just think it's so cool. These are called shadow weaves, and they're different on each side. So I think they're so neat. So, all righty. So if you have any questions, you can get to me through Facebook. You can email me or comment on this YouTube video, and I will answer you back. So thanks everybody, and have a great evening. Bye-bye.